Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a St. Patty's Day edition of Warrior Wednesday. If you haven't already, go ahead and grab something that you can use like a yoga strap. This can be a scarf, even a long sleeved shirt if you don't have an actual yoga strap. We're going to use that a lot today. So, this morning's practice is in preparation of spring. And this Saturday is the very first day of spring, which we can't wait for, right? We're all so excited to just get to this new season of freshness and just new life. And in order to really appreciate spring, we have to start to clear out winter. In order for anything to grow new in the garden, we're going to all have to spend some time getting rid of all of that dead, old residue of winter that's taking up space. And so this practice will be practicing one of the niyamas from the Yoga Sutras called tapas. And I know that sounds like a Spanish appetizer, but tapas is not quite as fun as a small plate of delicious food. Tapas means fire. And more specifically, it means the discipline to step into the fire. It means the discipline to do the hard thing because you know that the hard thing makes you stronger. You know that the fire burns away impurities. It's not fun to go out into our yards right now and start weeding and digging. That's the hard work, but we know it's necessary. So today we'll be putting a lot of attention on our core, this belly, this manipura, which is our solar plexus. It's our inner fire. And we're going to start to build this fire within us in hopes that it will move us forward into whatever steps we need to take next. Okay, so let's begin in a seated position. And in this seated position, we're going to do what's called a 3 and 1 breath. And 3 and 1 breath is a little bit different than 3-part breath. It's a sniff in 3 counts and breathe long on the exhale. So it's going to look like this. You can kneel or sit. It's going to be in, 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 and then a long out. So when you're ready, begin that on your own. Let the third sniff in be a fuller breath. Keep going, but do a little breath retention at the end of that third breath. Hold it for a pause. And after the next exhale, bring both of your hands to your belly. And now just begin to breathe in and out so you feel your belly expand into your hands. You might picture in your belly, just above your navel, this solar plexus, this bundle of nerves that stokes the digestive fire. And you might picture that flame growing just a little bit as we move through this practice, like you're fanning the flame. And you want to go from a little match flame to a comfy, cozy fireplace flame. breathe in a little deeper, pull more breath into your belly. And we're going to continue that. So I invite you to keep coming back to that belly breath through the rest of this practice. In a seated position, bring the soles of your feet together. Take a hold of your ankles and pull yourself tall. Come into this Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. And you might even bounce your knees a couple of times, just loosening up through the hips and the inner thighs. On the inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head, pull your chest forward. And on the exhale, round your spine, stretch between your shoulder blades. So start to move as if you are just focusing on fanning that flame, moving the space around that solar plexus. Start to use Ujjayi breath, the breath of the warrior, right? That fiery breath. If you feel like you're really limited in your ability to move, take your feet a little farther away from you and hold your knees. See if that helps you round back a little farther. And then we'll start to stir. So start to make circular motions with your torso. You can imagine that your spine is just a great big ladle stirring a pot of soup, cooking over this building fire. Inhale as you come forward and exhale as you stir back. Go one more time around and then switch directions. See if you notice anything building internally, anything starting to grow in the middle of you. A flame, some heat, the refiner's fire. Let's settle back into the center. Keep your feet together. Reach your arms overhead and stretch tall. And on the exhale, twist to your right side. This is the first of many twists today. Come back to center, deep breath in. Exhale, twist to your left. Start to flow with your breath back and forth, side to side. In these twisting poses, we're going to imagine that we're cleaning out a cloth. And imagine a really dirty cloth, something you've been using to wipe down your patio after all the winter storms. It's dirty. And in order to get that cloth clean, you have to put it in hot water. You have to scrub it and wring it, and it goes through a beating in order to get all of that dirt out and become clean. Let's go one more time both ways. And so that's tapas. That is tapas. As you come back to center, just pause, take another 3-1 breath. And start to move yourself over into child's pose. Find something to pad up under your knees so that your knees can be comfortable here. We're going to reach the arms forward as far as we can and then pull hips back. So starting with a stretch in your chest, your shoulders, your armpits. From here, rock your body side to side. Settling back again into child's pose, let your head come down between your arms. Do another 3-1 breath. Slowly bring yourself up to tabletop position. Knees come a little closer together. Tucking the toes, let's lift into downward facing dog. And in down dog, we're going to move through the heels first. So just pedal your heels. And then start to bend one knee a little bit more until you feel a stretch around the outer hip of the opposite leg. You might need your feet a little wider to feel that more. So really bend one knee and feel the stretch moving to the outer hip of the opposite leg. And then coming back to center, lengthen through the spine, reach through the tailbones. Tailbone, we only have one of those. Sitting bones. Take your feet wider, the width of your yoga mat, and slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet. And we're going to hang here with our knees bent, our hands touching the back of our heels. There's a gentle pull, but keep your knees soft. You might shift your weight to the right foot and the left foot, just waking up those muscles in the legs. Lifting up halfway, bring your fingertips to the earth, and your knees might be pretty bent to allow that to happen. You can also come up onto a block if that feels better. We'll bring in another twist. So the left hand is on the floor, the right arm starts to open up, and as it does, the left knee bends. So left hand down, left knee bent, right arm up. And slowly switch. Right fingers on the earth, right knee bends, left arm opens. And begin to create a flow with your own breath here. Inhale to open up and exhale to lower down. Being the image of wringing out. We want to come out of this practice with our cloth pure, clean, sterilized. All of the impurities washed away. Ready to plant something new. Last time on both sides. And then with a giant bend in your knees, bring your hands to your thighs. Press yourself slowly up to stand. And just stay here with your feet wide, arms open high, extended mountain. And as you stay here, I'm just going to turn to face you. We're going to inhale over to the left side and exhale back to center. And then switch. Inhale to the right and exhale center. Start to move with your breath. Awareness around the core. These torso muscles might even be a little bit sore tomorrow. We're giving them a lot of attention. Good. And then just start to do that stirring motion again. Imagine just drawing a small circle overhead, maybe about the size of a basketball. And you're using your torso muscles to do the stirring. If you're comfortable, make your circle bigger. Maybe like the size of a beach ball. Match your movement to your breath. And when you've completed another circle, reverse. Start small, start about the size of a basketball, and then maybe invite a little bigger motion. One more big circle, and then just release your hands and super slow motion. Let your hands fall to your sides. Pause right here. Feet are still wide. Do a 3 and 1 breath. With our feet out at the edge of our mats, bring your hands to your hips and hinge forward. Come back down into a forward fold. And then walk your hands to the top of the mat. Back to downward facing dog. And let me inhale, raise your right leg, circle your ankle, wiggle through the knee a bit. And then let's shift our bodies forward. Set your right foot at the top of your mat. In this lunge position, let's tap the knee down and lift the knee up. And we'll do that a few times, just starting to make our way into the hip flexors. Core stays strong. Spine stays long. The next time that knee is off the ground, let's take a twist here. So your hand can be on the floor or a block is always nice. Sweep the right arm up toward the ceiling. And then let's continue that movement around behind you and down to the floor again. So drawing great big circles with your right arm. Inhale on the top and exhale on the bottom. There's a lot going on here. If you feel stable, close your eyes and feel this action in your body. The next time the arm comes around, hands come to the floor, drop your back knee. And this is the first place you might want to use a strap. And if that's the case, just have it nearby and I'll give you some cues. We're going to put the back foot flat on the floor, the top of the foot on the floor. And the first option is to just lift and lower that back foot. And in doing that, that's going to help you feel something moving up into your quadricep. And the second option I'll offer is to keep the foot lifted and reach the right hand back toward that foot. If you'd like to use a strap to get a hold of your foot, you can loop your strap like this, and you kind of have to just lasso it around that back foot. And then that might allow you to hold on to that foot if your hand doesn't quite reach it. You're in a little bit of a twist. You can take your right foot wider, just kind of pulling toward your body with either a strap or your hand. Deep breaths. And release whatever shape you've taken there. The right hand comes back around. Tuck the back toes and move to a wide straddle position, lunging left and right. We'll start to make our way toward the left foot, low lunge. If you used a strap on the first side, bring your strap along with you. And from your lunge, just tap the knee down and lift the knee up a few times. Start to find the opposite side hip flexor. And then planting the right hand on the floor or a block, let's circle the left arm. Inhale into your twist. Let the arm continue back around. Nice, flowy circles. Again, maybe closing your eyes to feel this action in your body. Internal awareness. We'll make one more big circle. And as the hands come down, drop the back knee. And we'll start by just lifting and lowering that foot, kind of sneaking up on the quadricep. You can continue doing that if that feels good. Or if you like, you can hold that foot up and start to reach toward it with your hand or with a strap. Got to be a good cowgirl to lasso your foot, or cowboy. So maybe take the left foot out a little bit wider and just let your hips come down into this twisting hip opener. Always listening to your body. Never want pain. Maybe a little edge. Let's release that. Tucking the back toes and working ourselves back around to this wide straddle. Lunge left and right, right and left. And coming toward that front foot again, let the back foot come forward and find your way down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Knees are bent, belly on the thighs. On your in-breath, sweep the arms up. Slowly lift to extended mountain. On the exhale, fold it in half. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. As you move with your breath, fanning that flame. Let's do that 2 more times. And the next time you find yourself in forward fold, pause here. Widen the feet about hips distance apart. Put a easy bend in the knees and press to half lift. So feel here the core holding you in this flat back position. The arms are going to come to the sides. This is airplane pose, and we're really squeezing those shoulders onto the back. Should feel some heat building here. This is kind of like chair pose. We're using our core a little bit more. Put a deeper bend in the knees and reach the arms to the wall in front of you. This is chair pose. Good. Keep your knees bent, arms behind you. Airplane. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more time, both directions. I know the heat is building. That, my friends, is tapas. Scoop the arms all the way up, extended mountain. Find a little back bend and reach your hands or lower your hands down to your sides. Exhale. Everybody grab your strap, and we're going to do a balancing pose. With our bodies a little warmer. Shake out your feet a little bit. Get to know the ground that you're standing on. And let's start by standing on our left foot and picking up our right knee. And you're gonna loop your band underneath your right foot. So if you need a little help, you could hold your left hand on a chair or a wall next to you. And we're gonna pick up the knee here in front of us. And then depending on the length of your band, the length of your leg, work to straighten that leg out. From the side, it's going to look like this, either bent or straight or somewhere in between. Try to keep your spine tall, your shoulders relaxed. So wherever your leg is, keep it there, unless of course you fall. And you're going to have see, I'm all twisted now. Right leg is forward. You're going to have your left hand on the band and super slow motion, open your right arm to twist. You might fall. Gail, this is not a good place to have eyes closed, just side note. Open, twist, fall if you fall, come back. So from the side, your leg is stable, your limbs are extended, core strong, twist. And release. And everybody join me with a deep breath in and a whoo. It's called a woo breath. I just made that up. Stand on your right foot and slowly pick up your left knee. Finding your balance, loop the band around the bottom of your left foot. I'll do this to the side again so you can see. So either bent or straight or somewhere in between. Hold the band with your right hand so that your spine can be long. You're going to twist open now with your left arm. You might fall. Remember, falling is good. That's a body learning something new. Keep coming back. Keep trying again. Use the tools you have to support you. Release. Shake it out. Let's do another woo breath. Deep breath in. Whew. Nice. Come back to the top of your mat and just pause for a moment in mountain pose. Let's do a couple of those 3 and 1 breaths. On the next inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Press your hands to your shins. Draw your belly in nice and tight. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We have not done a vinyasa today, so if you're interested, you can take a vinyasa here or just stay in down dog, your choice. In down dog, let's take our feet to the width of our yoga mat once again. And the hands are going to come back, maybe a hand length, maybe 2. So this is going to feel like a really tall, skinny, wide down dog. I want you to take your left hand to your right ankle. So just reach through and grab the outer ankle with your hand. And then pull with that hand. So you're pulling yourself into a twist so you can look underneath your armpit up at the ceiling. And the hand on the mat is really pressing. So you've got pulling and pressing happening together. And then switch. Press with one hand, pull into a twist with the other. Looking up at your ceiling, underneath your armpit, around your hips. And let's release that. Bring the feet closer together. Walk your hands out in front of you. Come back into your downward facing dog. On the inhale, raise your right leg up high and step that foot through, dropping the back heel. We'll rise up into warrior one. And in our warrior one, friends, let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. This is going to be a challenge. So we're going to push the outside of the left heel down as we twist our torso to the right. So twisting warrior is hard because you're kind of locked in place with your low body. So you can't twist very far without feeling something in your low back. But the effort is tapas. The effort is a discipline to kind of push against that edge with awareness. Come back to center and open out into warrior two. Much easier, much more open and free. Pick it a little wider, a little deeper. On the inhale, reverse warrior, we're going to wrap our back arm behind us and maybe reach the fingers toward the top of the front thigh. You can give yourself a little assist here. Use your fingers to press down on that front thigh as you lift toward the ceiling. Maybe the back of your hand presses your hip down as you lift toward your ceiling. Breathe. Open, fan that flame. And on the exhale, windmill the hands to the earth, downward facing dog. If you'd like to take a vinyasa between sides, you are certainly welcome to. And on the inhale, we'll just raise the left leg, stepping through and dropping our back heel. Rising into warrior one. And before we do the twist, really get solid through your feet, hands to heart. I want you to press into the outside of your right pinky toe, almost lift your right arch a little bit, and then lengthen through the spine and twist left. It's kind of like your right pinky toe and your left elbow are at odds with each other. They're not letting each other do their job. It's creating that tension that really makes this twist powerful. Take one more deep breath here. And then roll yourself open into warrior two. That should feel like a sigh of relief. Wider and lower. Into reverse warrior. The back arm wraps behind you and you can use those fingers. Maybe it's the back of your wrist that just kind of presses down on that left glute or left hip crease to give you more space. I can describe an assist that we do when we're in person. If I came up and pressed down on this left hip and pulled up on your left shoulder, you'd have more space. See if you can create that for yourself. release this, windmill your hands over that left leg, and take a vinyasa if you like. Final option or opportunity for a vinyasa. Let's all meet in child's pose. Once again, padding up if that feels good to you. This child's pose can be a little more restful. Your arms can be closer to you. You could make a little pillow for your head. Breathe into your belly. Let your belly press down between your legs or onto your thighs. Feel the fire, the heat there. We're going to bring ourselves back up and around to a seat. We're going to move into the pose that we have been building for this whole time. This pose is called Ardha Matsyendrasana. It's half Lord of the Fishes pose. So option one, for those whose knees aren't super happy, you're just going to cross your right leg over your left leg, and you can keep that left leg extended out in front of you. If your knees are feeling pretty good today, you're going to pull that left heel around to your right hip. So you can see that the way these legs are twisted, it kind of resembles a fish's tail as the fish is waving its way through the water. Sitting tall, reach your left arm for the ceiling, and twisting to the right, your elbow will meet your thigh, either on top, or it could maybe even come to the outside of the thigh. And we use that as gentle leverage. Inhale tall, exhale twist. Eventually, this pose invites a bind, which is super bendy, bindy, reaching the hands together behind the back and underneath this knee. So that's another place, if you feel like trying that, you could take your strap under the bend of the knee. And you grab the strap from behind. I don't know if you can see that because my strap is black, but the strap is going underneath my right knee. And someday maybe my hands will meet. We're going to stay in this pose a few more breaths. So whichever option you've chosen, close your eyes. Taught that this pose was the pose of meditation used by Matsyendra, the sage, who wrote who basically created Hatha Yoga Pradipika. He sat in this pose to meditate, if you can imagine. We are in this pose to cleanse, to wring out. As you release, come out slowly. Take your feet to the mat and lean back in your hands, and we're just going to do those windshield wiper legs that kind of release through the hips. So now you know where we're going on the second side. So you can sit tall with your right leg extended and just cross the left leg over, or bend the bottom leg. You might even sit on a block if that feels better to you. Let's inhale the right arm up and rotate elbow to knee. If you're interested in the bind underneath the leg, you could have that strap going under the knee and behind your back. Just work your hands closer together over time. When you find the pose that holds you, close your eyes. Inhale tall and exhale to twist. Cleansing, purifying, removing toxins, washing away impurities. Not only in the physical body, but also in our mind, our toxic thoughts, our toxic energy. Being in the fire helps us peel away all of those things that cloud our clear vision. It's like polishing a mirror. One more deep breath in and out in Ardha Matsyendrasana. And release back to center. Uncross, lower down onto your back, and let's use this position, this supine position, to release. Holding one knee on each hand, just stir your legs in different directions, rock side to side. And lower your feet to the mat. We're going to use our strap one final time in this practice. So go ahead and take your strap around the bottom of your right foot. Extend the leg, and the bottom leg lowers to the earth. Let's start right here with a hamstring stretch. From this hamstring stretch, we're moving into a very big twist. So we're going to go slowly. Hold the strap with your left hand and open your right arm down to the floor. That's going to be your anchor. Your right shoulder stays on the floor. We're going to slowly, incrementally move the leg across the body. And you might find a place early on that feels like a nice stretch around the IT band in the hip. You can stop there. If you'd like to go all the way over, you're going to need to shift your whole body, your hips over to the right first, to allow you to roll onto your left hip and have that leg be down closer to the floor. Then you'll turn your head to the right and close your eyes. And enjoy this big wringing out. Inhale to expand your belly, and exhale, squeeze your belly. And to come back home, you're going to want to soften the knee, use the strap to pull your leg back up, and switch sides. Right leg down, you can bounce it on the floor a few times. Left foot in the strap. Close your eyes and pause in a hamstring stretch. Give your muscles time to respond to this request. When we think of releasing toxins from our body, impurities from the air we breathe, the food we eat, the easiest or best way for toxins to leave the body are on the exhaled breath. So let's start to explore. Right hand to strap, left arm extended. Take the leg across the body, maybe a little, maybe shift and take it all the way. The strap can help you find your place. Head turns left. Inhale to expand your belly and really push the exhale out. Every time you exhale, your body is releasing not only carbon dioxide, but all the other byproducts, all the things that are not healthy and helpful to your body. Breathe it out. Take one more deep breath in and a purging, cleansing breath out. Softening the knee, use the strap to help you come back to center. Release your strap, lower your legs. And we're ready to drop into Shavasana. Wiggle your body. Breathe in and out. And imagine lying here, a clean cloth. A cloth that has been wrung out, cleansed, purified. Here you are, pure and bright, ready to serve. Each inhale is soft and you feel your body expand in the softest way. Each exhale is soft, a gentle release, an easy letting go. As you lie here in Shavasana, take a couple more of those 3 and 1 breaths, but this time they're softer. Just inhale through your nose, 3 soft puffs of air. Hold the breath on the top and then open your mouth to softly let breath go. The inhales are like just puffs of wispy clouds coming in, not sharp edges. With the next exhale, let's begin our transition from where we are back to a seat. Wiggle and stretch in a way that feels like waking up. Let's finish this practice bringing our hands again to Manipura, our 3rd chakra, our solar plexus, our inner sun. Just take a moment to acknowledge that the fire is burning brighter. The impurities have been burned away. And here we are clear and clean and ready. Ready to be of service to ourselves and each other. And ready to serve from this place of clarity, bright light. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Thank you so much for taking time today to practice tapas with me. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.